Hello? Okay. Well, hello there. Today, I'm just gonna go through the process of splatting some paint on this here canvas. Basically, start like that. See where it goes. Oh. Wait. Feel like he's facing towards me but to the left. So, kind of feel like he's facing with his nose that way, kind of. So what is he looking at? Or her? How much space do I have? Kind of asymmetrical. Very much so, actually. Kind of feel like it's looking down this way. And yes, the screen is delayed because network stuff. But yeah, what is this person seeing over here? Too big, there you go. Kind of. Oh, that, yeah. That little thing right there. Almost looks like a nose. Mm. Yeah, I have no idea. Let's just say wet on that. And let's restart. This time let's start with a black canvas and see what we get. And let's switch to white. Pull that way down, like 28, sure. Zoom in. I kind of have an idea what I'm doing. I'm just laying base paint that I'm later gonna smear around. I have no idea what this spiral is gonna produce though, so... Oh. Looks like I fucked up. And I need to print a new case, but my printer's out of alignment, but... So that means I'm gonna be accidentally touching the sides. Eh, oh well. It's a bit asymmetrical as well, but doesn't really matter. Let's grab the white brush. Go back down to, what was it, 28? I missed a spot. Sure. Uh-oh. Oof. Let's just undo. Undo! Thank God for the digital world of undo. Let's be a bit sinister and add a spot of red in the center. Actually, wait, no, let's not. Let's add a spot of black. It's a thing I try to keep very, 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 very controlled. If that even matters. Is not any amount of red. I simply don't allow it. Its depictions are just... meanings of it are just too... I know, it's very... I just don't want to put red in there. It might remind people of blood, might remind people of misery, or devils, or who the fuck knows, really. I don't think I'm gonna get this working, but I'll try. I have no idea what that's supposed. That was supposed to be a wide line going to a pointier line. I don't think I succeeded in that, really. Unless this can somehow fix it. No, and that probably just ruined it. Let's hope I have enough undos. I think I have. Yes, I do. Let's add some tiny ghosts or something in the distance. Let's add one. Let's be Bob Rossi and just destroy the half of the image. Although that's gonna be... If I do it with this, I don't have to do so much. Oh god. Oh the... Oh. Oof. Oh god. Stop looking stupid. Hey, that's not too bad. I just have to re-hit that same pixel again. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. There we go. That looks strangely innocent, to be honest. And there's a black splot there because... Yeah. That was not a good tactic. Let's reverse that. And let's... Oh god damn it. I just had a big thonk, and that is that this might be... People might be like, what is this? And I'm currently like, yeah, that's the backside of a head, but it's not really clear, so let's assume it's a body and add a head to it. Eh? Eh? And that little black sliver there to the left, yes, left, will denotate that this is a head shape. Scheisse, that's a big brush. Yeah, no. Oh god, what are proportions? Yeah, ish. I mean, in this universe, the heads are as wide as the bodies, apparently. That don't really looks proper. Every time I lift my finger, I get a new coat of paint on my pencil, as per se. It's fair. Ish. Yeah. Ish. Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. Hello there, Swedish. Yeah, sure, let's start with a white background. And do some blending on that. There we go. Poof. Oh, that's a shoreline. That doesn't look like a shoreline. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I have no idea what that is. Let's just continue. Mm. Ooh, it's a very steep hill. There you go. That's too big. Kind of tilt his head back, looking up. Mm. Yeah, I'll just leave that one as is. I find it funny how I say I don't want to use red and I scroll up and I see I've used red. God damn it. Well. I kept it because I intended it to look like fire. But after going down and doing it, I realized, hey, those looks like tormented souls or something. That's kinda creepy and cool, but I don't know. Oh shit. I defiled my own art. Crap. Doesn't matter. Contains red anyway. It's not gonna be posted. Oof. What to name this one? Exp. Exp of X. Actually, X times X. XX. Big X, little X, big. No. X times X. Mr. X. Where is that symbol? X cubed. No, that's not cubed. Squared. X squared. Let's get some greens. Sure. Haven't done something with color in a while. I have no idea what I'm singing, and I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey, look, someone's happy. And hey, I'm stupid. I didn't follow the painter's algorithm. Now I can't put anything in the background. I'm stupid. So I'm just gonna put in some clouds. Don't ask me what I'm doing because I have no idea either. Oh shit. Can I? No, I can't. Gosh darn it, painting. Map thingy. Now, trying to digitally replicate Bob Ross's painting methods are more than a pain, I should say, because you don't have that control over the brush that those techniques demand. Like his crisscross cloud technique, yeah, it doesn't work here. Good luck. Okay, I'll show it to you. It's just gonna be a mess. Now he tells you to, like, do this. And then pull up. But the thing is, every time you relift your brush, you take new paint. You can't not take new paint with these digital apps, so yeah, it's kind of silly. Very silly, to be honest. But that, I think there are, oh shit. There are adaptations though. Just make that entirely white just so I know. There, my headset shut off. And that's basically the best approximation I can get. Again, I can't do the lift thing unless I hack it and do this. Take the blue and go from below and take that up. That sort of works. Maybe. Very maybe. Very maybe. So yeah. My phone okay there? Ooh. Nice crunch. Why you crunch? Okay, now you know crunch. Okay. Yeah, it looks like shit. So, let's just paint over that and pretend like it never happened. Oh wow, there is a difference. Interesting. Yeah. Hmm. And I thought these colors were the same. I've been lied to. On clouds, there are clouds. Helps if you do them in the correct order. That one, that one, that one. There you go. Some weak clouds, I guess. I was putting a single tree just in the spirit of Bob himself. Where did we put this grand tree? What about right there? Let's give him a big, nice root system. Whoop. And that's, yeah, those are perfect colors for some leaves. Oh, this is awful. This is so awful. Yeah, delete. That's always what happens when I do color drawings. It just ends up a delete. Oh, hey, look, perspective. Do you want perspective? I don't know. I just had to pass nearby. Oh, cool. Stupid idea, but let's... And let's fill this in. Fuck. Ah, crap. Okay, F it then. Let's just invade on the line. Oops. And let's switch to white for this pencil. This is going to be interesting. Let's do oof. 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 Yeah, okay. Yeah, that idea I had was it's not gonna work, I think. Unless I outline it in black too. You know, so people know it's actually there. Yeah, what's symmetry? I don't know. Okay, thank you, touchscreen, for that. I was gonna be like, yeah, there's a panel hanging loose and the world's falling apart or something like that, but this seems to be working. There, my lights flashed. Fun, fun, fun. Maybe like a step ladder and a bucket of paint as well. Everyone knows a dot next to an A is supposed to be a paint can next to a cylinder. No, paint can next to a step ladder, yes. What? This is the thing I don't understand with this brush. It does nothing when you touch, but it just goes explosively all over the place once you start moving. Okay, we're switching to this. Just to sell it even more, let's have a broom on the floor. This is the part where I hate. Straight lines? What are those? There you go. Oh yeah, here's some other crap. That's not published yet. Will be soon though. I don't think I may publish this. I have no idea, to be honest. I'll probably delete that one. Definitely publish that. I like the eyes here. It's so curious and innocent. Even though the place shouldn't want that. And then we have x squared, and then we have either falling apart or construction required. Von. Yeah, construction required. Let's have the proper. There we go. And I think that will be all the things. Yeah. For now. I'll see if this returns some other day. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And I don't know, maybe I'll see you some other time. Goodbye.